Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV, here with the legendary Raul Marquez. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to be here, the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. Just being around so many boxing greats, man, it's truly an honor. And that the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame asked me to be one of the MCs to bring up like 6 different fighters or people that are going to get inducted, boxing people that are going to be inducted into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame.
Wow, man. And with that being said, you a great fighter in your own right, one of the most storied fighters of all time, a definite crowd pleaser and a fan favorite. What does it mean to you to be able to do these sort of things, being on Showtime, advancing in boxing? How's it going now?
Oh, it's going great. Life is great. I can't complain. You know, I'm with my beautiful wife here at the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. It's my birthday weekend. Actually, I wasn't gonna come, but I told the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame if I bring my wife, then we'll make it a birthday weekend all around in the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. But what it means to me is like I worked so hard. I mean, I started boxing when I was 8 years old. My dad got me into boxing. I climbed up the ladder. Won national titles. I was an Olympian. Then I turned pro as a world champion. And still at age 51, I'm gonna be 51 on Sunday. I'm still involved in boxing in some kind of way. First of all, as a broadcaster, I'm blessed that I've been with Showtime for 10 years now, doing Showtime Championship boxing in English. I do it in Spanish. I do showbox. I do preliminary fights. I do translating. I do weigh-in shows. I do a lot of stuff for Showtime. So I'm blessed that I have a job and I make a great living working with them. And on top of that, I have my son, Giovanni Marquez, who won the National Golden Gloves, won the Best Fighter of the Tournament award. He turned pro. He debuted on Showbox. He won. He's 3-0 with 0 losses and 2 knockouts. And he's young. I'm trying to bring him up the ladder, trying to move him the right way. I think he's very talented. I think he's got a way different style from mine. He's got definitely some boxing skills, and he's got good pop in his punches. And I think he could go a long way. If I move him the right way, I think he's going to be good.
Definitely, just a legacy of greatness. I wanted to bring up some boxing news. Speaking of a legacy of greatness, 2 guys that are looking to cement their legacies versus each other in the welterweight division.
Right.
Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford. I know you're a Texas guy. Maybe we can try to get you to speak objectively, though. What do you think about that matchup if they get together?
I think it's a great matchup, man. I'm super excited about that fight, too. Like, that's the fight that everybody wants to see, and I hope that these guys make it happen soon. I think Errol's ready to go, and I think we're waiting on Crawford. I think it's a hell of a fight, even though I go way back with Derek James. Like, we won the National Junior Olympics together. We've been always in contact with each other. He's a great trainer. He's done really good for himself as a trainer. I followed Errol Spence as an amateur because my older son, Raul Marquez Jr., was a fighter too, so we followed Errol Spence from the amateur days. And, of course, Crawford, hey, he's a beast too. No, he's a very talented fighter. I think it's a hell of a fight. And if you're asking me who I'm going to go with, I go with Spence. I think Errol's a grinder, man. He comes forward and he fights like a Mexican, Like he breaks you down with body shots. He's tough. I think it's going to be tough at the beginning, the first half of the fight, but I think the second half of the fight, he'll break down Crawford and come up winning. I just think he's got that dog in him. I think he's tough. He's got the experience. He's been in bigger caliber fights. He's been in that kind of environment. Crawford has too, but not at Spence's level. I just think, not taking anything away from Crawford, he's a hell of a fighter too, but it's going to be a great fight. But I'm going with Spence.
You brought up dogs earlier. Speaking of 2 guys that got dog in them, another big fight that looks like a dream fight somewhere 140, 135, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. If they were to get together, how would you like that matchup?
Oh, that's a beautiful fight too, man. I think people want to see that. Ryan Garcia's got a big name. He knows how to sell himself. He's very marketable, and he's a good fighter. I followed him too in the amateur program with my kids coming up the amateurs. I followed him in the amateurs, and he's doing great right now. We saw his fight against Fortuna. He's got that power. He's explosive. He's a good-looking kid. He's got speed. But then you got Tank Davis. You saw what he did with Rolly, man. You thought Rolly was in the fight, and all of a sudden, boom, the Tank connected, and it was all it takes is one shot. And that's what he did. So he's got that kind of power. He's a very smart fighter. He knows how to time you. He knows how to take his time. And that's what he did in the Rolly fight, Rolando Romero fight. And he got him out of there. So I think that's a hell of a fight, man. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully it happens.
If you were to make a prediction, what's your early thoughts on it?
I'm gonna go with Tank Davis. I'm gonna go with Tank. He's definitely got the experience, got that championship experience. He's fought better caliber fighters. He's been at the top level longer, and he's a tank, man. He's strong. He's a little tank. He's a little tank.
Definitely. Raul, we want to thank you for your time. The Battle Boxing Follow Hall of Fame, Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV. Thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it, my brother.
Care, boss.
Thank you.